Good afternoon. My name is Chris Riggs. I've been asked to consult on a patient. This patient is an elderly female who is living in an assisted living facility. She's been at this facility for the past 2 years now, seemingly well adjusted in that time frame. She does live on her own within the facility in her own room, hasn't had the need for advanced medical care. For her age, she is in relatively good health, being treated only for blood pressure and arthritis. It's unknown so far as to her social behaviors and her daily activities or routine. I will need to follow up with these items as possible treatment options going forward. The patient is typically visited weekly by family as they live approximately an hour away. Doesn't appear, according to records, that the patient has sustained any head injuries recently. Further review of records wanted to be completed as to those possible injuries in the past. She said no recent hospitalizations, no infections, no medication changes. That could explain the possible changes for the consult today. The changes have been subtle and reported by both staff as well as family members. The changes noted by the staff members included regularly missing lunch as of late, as well as on one occasion she seemingly left her door open. These behaviors have been inconsistent with her norm. Her family has also reported that the patient called them by the wrong name, showing clear confusion of who the family member was. Further review and follow-up of symptoms will need to be completed before we have a clear consensus of what a possible diagnosis and treatment plan will need to be. Given her age, medical history, as well as reported changes in behavior and memory problems, gives a high suspicion that the patient may be suffering from dementia. Given lack of history of injury, illness, change in medications, we can reasonably rule out temporary issues such as delirium, but further will need to be followed up, as well as the seemingly ongoing chronic issues here, but further follow-up will be needed. There are a few different forms of dementia, and further assessments and tests will need to be performed to identify which type, as to hopefully provide the best course of action. Unfortunately, here there is no cure for dementia if that's what we're dealing with. Dementia causes irreversible damage to the neurons in the brain, although with the right course of action, the process can be slowed. If it is dementia we're dealing with, I would first recommend, obviously, we review her blood pressure meds. Her treatment team should review her blood pressure meds and ensure proper management of that. I would also recommend the use of reminders, pictures of family to help trigger the patient's memories when she does become confused. There are some other medication options, but they only are focused on treating symptoms such as aggression, agitation, and then other medications can, some enzyme inhibitors that slow the process of neuron damaging components. I would recommend continued social interactions, learning, and brain stimulation, which has also shown signs of slowing symptoms. Beyond that, further assessment, tests, and studies will need to be compiled to confirm a specific diagnosis and treatment plan. Without that being done, I can't offer much more information, but I hope what I was able to give has been informational towards what is happening or could be happening and what is to come in the near future.